What's going on, everybody? Chase with IDub Hockey here today with Tyler from True Hockey, and we're hanging out here at your skate factory in Winnipeg. We have a very exciting new Genetix insole from True Hockey in front of us. We have so much exciting stuff to talk about, but I want to ask, what was the goal, what was the mission designing this insole for True Hockey?
For True, we really wanted to perfect that 360-degree fit. So this is one area of the skate that we knew we could advance the fit and improve the comfort. So we really looked heavily at the insole. What was great was we were really able to take our time and develop this insole specifically for the True Hockey skate. Looking at our 3D last and shell modeling, this is a completely unique and one-of-a-kind insole developed for our product.
So as you mentioned, obviously the skate fit has been dialed for years and you really wanted to perfect it underneath the foot, starting with this footbed here. We've talked off camera, this is not just another third-party insole. This was designed for True Hockey skates and really to provide the best fit possible. What are a couple of the key features that really lend to that idea and that performance feature you guys were chasing?
Yeah, so one of the first features is a really deep heel cup. So what that does is hold your heel pad, which lends to a lot of heel comfort, which is fantastic. And then as we move forward, you see we have this mid-arch button. This is going to provide some arch support. Now, if you look at the two variations, I'm holding a low arch support. So this is really quite flush with the insole for someone who has a low arch foot. However, you're holding the higher arch, and it's going to be tough to see on the camera, but this is going to be protruding more and providing more support to that higher arch foot. Now, if we flip it over, we're going to see a difference between these two insoles. So someone with a lower arch is going to have more compression out of the foam forward in this arch area, in this arch region. Well, you'll see this is the higher arch support, so it's going to hold that foot up better. So that's a great difference between these two insoles and a clear distinction between the high arch and the low arch support. Now moving forward, we have a very rigid shell component being composite and carbon fiber. So there's a lot of energy transfer, but it can make for a very, aggressive ride. So we wanted to allow for some comfort there and some softness. So this is a nice low density foam. It really forms to the inside of the skate and heat molds really well. It allows it to compress to those rivets for a really nice fit.
And that was the first thing I noticed today, getting out there with my custom skates with the Genetix insole in there. As someone who has a high arch, I've always appreciated offering some sort of extra arch support because once that arch starts to fail, it really starts to hurt, especially in new skates. But that was just the first thing I noticed was how comfortable the arch support was. But walk me through this feature I really enjoyed about not having the plastic extend into the heel, because that was probably the most noticeable feature, was how deep my heel sunk into it, and then that there wasn't that hard plastic in the bottom there for the comfort factor.
Certainly. So if we carry that hard plastic right over the heel, it's more likely to lift you up into the skate and take out a lot of that volume. So we didn't want to take out volume from the skate. We wanted to keep that volume there, and also again let that compact in over the rivets and get you nice and close to the bottom of the skate.
Yeah, for us high archers out there, we need as much volume in that skate as possible. So not having that plastic, not reducing that internal volume is definitely much appreciated. And I just wanted to make one last note too, is that how thick that high density foam that you use all the way throughout is just so noticeable as soon as you take your first stride. But there's probably some benefits when it comes to heat molding as well, compared to maybe some of the traditional, lower density foams you see in stock skates, right?
Absolutely. So with the higher density foam, when you heat mold it, it allows you to compress into that foam and get more surface contact everywhere to distribute that force and pressure over your foot, so you don't have those high pressure regions.
So obviously I'm already sold, but for someone at home that is watching this video and they're ready to upgrade their internal foot comfort game, how do I know what size I should choose, and what's the best way to maybe fit myself and make sure that I have the right size after I get these delivered to my house?
Yeah, so I first start off by looking at your arch. If you're unsure if you're falling on that mid to high arch range, I would recommend that you go with that low mid arch insole. So that's going to be a safer approach. And then looking at the sizing of it, we have them standardized sizes. This one's covering 5 to 7. This insole here is covering size 8 and 9. And what you'd want to do is remove your current footbed or insole and measure them up and then cut accordingly. And again, always measure short, or cut short if you will, to begin. You don't want to cut too much and then regret it, right? So take your time, tweak that fit and get it just right.
And would you say that these are pretty much compatible with any skates out there, not just the current True skates?
Yeah, of course we designed them specifically for our product, but we have tested them in other products and we personally use them in all our shoes and we think they make everything better.
Perfect, Tyler. Well, thank you so much once again for having us out here and walking us through your new insole.
Yeah, thank you.
And for you at home that want to check out the Genetix, make sure you head over to icewarehouse.com.